Writing for Children 9 Top Tips. Fancy an ongoing collection of tips, resources, insights, and free reports for children's authors. Too easy. Take a quick moment to subscribe and click the bell icon and you will never miss out again. Okay, in this video we are going to look at Writing for Children 9 Top Tips. How would you like to make some money from an idea you dreamed up in 5 minutes at bedtime? Not only can it be profitable, but it can also be a lot of fun too. Hardly like work at all. More about how it's possible shortly. But first, let me tell you how not to do it. My kids love a bedtime story. Not just one from a book, of course. That won't do. It has to be one I've made up especially for them. I was really honored the first few times they asked me. But after a few months, well, I'm not quite so sure. Why, you might ask? How can telling a children's bedtime story be that difficult? Well, it isn't. Or it wouldn't be if I had to make up just one story for one child. But my son always wants a story that involves monsters and, how can I put it, a certain amount of mild violence. My daughter, on the other hand, always wants a story that involves fairies and princesses. Trying to bring the two together in one story where the monsters hatch an evil plot to decimate the fairy population, yet they all live happily ever after. And so keep everybody happy is a real challenge, I can tell you. And then of course once you've told them a great story, they want to hear it again. And again. And again. Until I'm the one who's falling off to sleep. Anyway, that kind of gives you the wrong idea. Because writing for children can be an enjoyable and lucrative area of writing that's well worth exploring. You see, the children's writing market is a pretty big market. Publishers are always looking for new and original ideas. And, as children's books can be quite expensive, there's more money in this type of writing than many others. If you fancy giving children's writing a go, here are 9 top tips to get you started. Number 1. First, do your research. Get a clear idea of the sort of things that appeal to kids of the age and interests you're intending to write for. If you have children or have friends with children of that age, that's perfect. You can ask them. If not, bookshops and libraries will usually be glad to tell you what children are buying or borrowing right now. Now focus your thoughts. Write for that age or interest group. As I've discovered myself, writing one story for 2 kids with totally different interests is not a good idea. Number 2. Expand your imagination. Children have massive imaginations, so you can make everything bigger, faster, brighter, crazier than you could imagine, and it will still work. This is a great opportunity to play around and have fun. The main cardinal sin you can commit when writing for children is for it to be boring. If it is, they'll soon stop reading. Number 3. Try to include children in your writing wherever possible. Children love stories when they can identify with the characters in the story. Or, better still, imagine they are the characters in the story. This is undoubtedly one of the reasons why the Harry Potter books have been such a big hit. Number 4. There are a couple more things children particularly like in stories: action and suspense. They keep them moving on through your story or whatever and keep them turning the page until the end. Including both a goodie and a baddie is pretty much essential in every story too. That's another success secret we can learn from Harry Potter. Number 5. What about illustrations? Lots of children's books, especially for younger age groups, need to be illustrated. But unless you happen to be a skilled illustrator or photographer, don't attempt to do it yourself. If your writing is good, your editor or publisher will get it illustrated for you. That said, good children's writing always offers an illustrator lots of ideas for things to illustrate. For example, the action is always easy to illustrate. Another good reason for getting involved in writing for children is that there are lots of different types of writing you can do too. Number 6. Short stories are a good place to start. Because basically you can just write your own 5-minute bedtime story up into a book. But it's best to find a market for your short story before you actually write it. Both book publishers and magazines buy these. Number 7. Full-length children's books are a potential big moneymaker. Although it has to be said not every writer achieves J.K. Rowling's success. Look at what books are currently popular and try to come up with a unique twist. Do a synopsis, your book summary, and a sample chapter to send to publishers before you write the whole thing. Number 8. It's not just fiction either. Magazines are another great buyer of writing for children. You can offer articles, features, snippets, and fillers. The most popular subjects to write on are sports, fashion, beauty, entertainment such as music, film, TV, and hobbies, how-tos and makes, etc. Number 9. If you're knowledgeable about a subject, think about writing educational books. Careers books are another possibility. I hope that gives you some ideas for getting into the children's writing market. See you in print. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon for more tips, resources, insights, and free reports for children's authors.